bitches. Woo! Morning, bitches.
Good morning, bitches. It's Monday. Welcome back from whatever kind of a weekend you might have had. Excuse me, my face is clogged with allergies once again.
Thanks, nature.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to invest in some allergy medication this week because it's time. It's absolutely time.
Yeah, there's trees, there's plants.
And we are grateful for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned yesterday that if you have local honey, it builds up your immunity to the area pollen.
I did know this, but I forgot.
I mean, it 100% makes sense, but I did not know that. And here we are. So, what's everybody been up to for the weekend? So you may have noticed, for those of you that follow the show, we've decided to start having a theme for each edition.
Otherwise, we were really just going to talk about what we watched on TV and what we ate every episode, which was solid for 6 episodes.
Sure. I mean, absolutely fascinating content. And also probably exactly what you're talking about with everybody else right now. So relevant.
Yeah.
Sure. But you don't necessarily need that play-by-play. So we decided to be a little more focused and topic-based. Coming back from the weekend, today we thought we would reminisce about some party times.
Things that none of us are allowed to enjoy right now.
Yeah, so
outside of Zooming.
Right, which is a whole different kind of a party atmosphere. I did my first Zoom cocktail hour on Friday with a bunch of Photoville people. And it was cute and it was really nice. I didn't realize until it was almost completely over that nobody could hear me the whole time.
Nice.
So, which in a lot of ways is not dissimilar than real life parties that I've been to. But at least I tried speaking up at the Zoom party. And in the past, parties that I would have been to, this may surprise a lot of you, but I was pretty awkward growing up, and also in many social scenarios wasn't quite sure what to do with myself.
Yeah. I was thinking earlier, do you remember your first, teenage party? The first one you went to? Well, you said that you hosted parties. That is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it definitely became a thing where I realized that once I had friends, if I had them all over to my house, I never had to worry about what my role was in the social order of things at the party. I have a tendency to overthink things in the best case scenarios. So going to other people's parties always was a source of great anxiety.
I never hosted. I, in fact, have only ever in my lifetime outside of really small children's parties, which is really just everyone comes to your house and eats cake.
Oh, that's nice.
Teenage years through my now seniority, have only hosted one party, which was when me and Josh, who was the original drummer of Basic Bitches, we moved into a flat together in London. And neither of us had lived in situations where we could have a party as adults. We'd always lived in really gross, shared situations. So we moved into this place and it was the whole apartment was a long line. The front was a big living room, kitchen, little bathroom, and then the 2 bedrooms were on the back, and there was a balcony off the bedrooms, which was a bit weird. And so we were oh my God, we can have a party. So we had a party, and I enjoyed it, but my response was exactly what I had always thought it would be, which was at the exact moment where I got tired, I really wanted everyone to fuck off. And I didn't, how do you get everyone to leave? There was a certain person who was somebody's girlfriend who was ramping up as everyone else was starting to
Oh no.
It was unreal. Everybody was just at this point, the stragglers were watching a movie and this girl was still trying to
get it going.
And we're hey, can you leave? And then that, obviously turned into a thing because I could not I could not be a normal human being when I was drunk as a 20-year-old.
Who could?
Um,
I mean, those are very high expectations.
yeah. So that is the only time I've hosted a party. But like the first teenage party that I went to, because there was like the tween years,
Yeah.
when parties were out of vogue, and it was all about for about a year it was all about going to things where you got free gifts. So the big one in my part of England was the official Body Shop factory tour.
Wow.
Which we did as a school trip, and then I probably did as 8 different girls' birthday parties.
Wow.
And it's the same tour. And you go around the tour, and there's like, it's not just like looking at the factory, like they've made it into a thing. Like there's a replica of the original shop. There's at that time, which was like early 90s, they had their Dewberry range, which was a berry they had invented, a smell, and they had all this stuff. I don't know if kids even know about the Body Shop anymore. It was the Lush of its day. And then when you got to the end, there was a factory outlet shop. So you could get everything really cheap. And the birthday girl got like a swag bag of stuff. So that's why everybody wanted to have their birthday there. And then there was like maybe a year of sleepovers were the thing. And I never hosted one of them either. But I did go to a couple. And the first one I went to, and I must have been, judging by who was at the party, I must have been like 12. I knew we were going to watch horror movies. I told you this.
Yeah.
I knew. And she, as far as I can remember, never told us we couldn't watch something. But if we asked her what a movie was about, she would tell us quite honestly, and then we'd be like, "Oh wow, kill a doll that is terrifying. No, I don't want to watch Child's Play or whatever." Which was very smart. Because we were real like fraidy kids. We were very scared of everything. So you really just had to be like, oh, you know, people say Candyman into a mirror and then he comes out with a hook and eviscerates them, and we'd be like, oh, excellent, thanks. Got it. So I had a lot of anxiety about the fact that we were going to watch a horror movie. So I talked to my mom about it because apparently I had no problem with that. So I was like, yeah, I think we're going to watch a scary movie. I don't really know. I'm a bit worried about it. And she was like, well, you know, if you don't want to watch it, just go do something else. It's fine. I'm sure you won't be the only person. You guys are 12. I'm sure you won't be the only person that doesn't want to watch it. But also, you know, it's movies. It's not real. So we watched Silence of the Lambs, which I don't remember finding very scary. I think I was just...
Yeah, and when you're a kid, I would feel like it would be super boring.
It was quite boring. And then some of the girls watched Candyman, but me and a couple of other fraidy cats did not. We went and hung out with the girls' mom.
Oh, wow.
And then so the next day I went home, and my dad... I don't know if my parents had talked about the conversation. I don't know if this was just my dad checking in on what was going on in my life. But my dad asked me what movies we'd watch. And I was not sure if he would be mad that I'd watched a horror movie. And in hindsight, I don't think he would have. But, you know, when you're a kid, it always feels like you're getting in trouble for things that you didn't foresee. So in my head, I'm like, I shouldn't tell him I watched a horror movie. So I just scanned my brain for things I'd seen on the Out Now wall in Blockbuster, and told my dad that 12-year-old girls had spent the evening watching Philadelphia.
Yeah, really socially conscious young girls.
A movie I have still not seen. And my dad appeared to buy it, which was more like, I know what I wore to it. There's like all the 20-year-olds in Ridgewood right now think they're dressing 90s, but true 90s children were trying to dress like they were in the 70s.
Yeah, it's true. I remember that being a thing. You're like, when you were a kid in the 90s, like 70s, super amped, like very tacky 70s stuff was like bell bottoms,
incredibly unbreathable materials.
Yeah.
So I wore like Kermit Green giant skater pants.
Nice.
Bear in mind, I have never skated.
That's not a prerequisite for wearing skater pants.
And then this very 70s pointy lapel.
Oh, nice.
Also green shirt, like blouse, that was kind of stretchy. I'm sure my boobs look great in it. But it had this huge pointy collar and a cider that my mom bought for me at the grocery store.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I spent the entire time peeing because I did not know cider made you need to pee that much.
Yeah, these are all really important lessons. My cousin TJ, had like a very typical high school jock rager at their house in the suburbs, which I would go to occasionally. Friday nights, me and my mom would drive up to TJ and James's house and watch the X-Files, which I found very spooky at the time because I like lived in the city and there was noise constantly all the time and lights everywhere. We would go up on Friday nights, watch the X-Files, and then drive home in pitch black. I'm like, oh God, this is everything that I just saw is real. There are aliens outside right now.
Yeah.
But I think one of those Friday nights I had stayed over, and the next night TJ had like a rager, and he was like, it was probably where I had my first beer, which is all coming back to me right now. I kind of like didn't remember this until we started talking about first parties, but I do remember thinking like, oh, this yard. My cousin James, who was, more my friend because he was a little bit nerdier and, but had his own friends and like they were doing their own thing. I was very confused, did not know what to do, and probably just walked around, like did laps around the house with like the same beer in my hand.
Yeah, that's a classic.
All night long. Yeah. All night long. So yeah, but after that, and then when I like got to high school, because I went to the Votech and everybody was a weirdo, I like was kind of a little bit popular and like I had friends. So I would just have people would just come over, and we had an open door policy at my house once we moved to the suburbs. People would just show up. And sometimes it would be James and Shannon would come over, and my friend Simon would come over, and I had a lot of stoner friends when I was in high school. It was a very strange conglomeration of people, but everybody knew that they could come over and hang out, and that my mom was pretty cool, or she wouldn't be there. I remember we had a party at the house one time, and everybody knew my mom was like a real neat freak, and that by extension, so was I. So we were hanging out, we were partying.
Mm-hmm.
I left the kitchen for a minute to go do something somewhere else, and when I came back, all of my friends had opened every single cabinet in the kitchen and pulled the door off of the dishwasher and left the fridge open and not pulled it off, but opened it and pulled all the dishes out. And I was like, oh my God, what have you done? And I was running around trying to close all the cabinets. They thought it was hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
My mom also threw an incredible surprise party for me for my 17th birthday that I think was there was a lot of people there. And she made up the most ridiculous story for why I couldn't be in the house at the time. And I bought it 100%. And then I got there and I was like, oh my God, it's a party for me. Surprise, that was a good party. Genevieve will remember that party. My friend Genevieve, she had mono, but she came to the party anyway.
And then everybody got mono.
Yeah, we sat in the corner drinking champagne out of the bottle. I can't believe I didn't get mono.
Wow.
It was great.
What if you've had mono ever since?
I've just been rolling on a slow burn of mono for the past 11 years. 22 years.
I was going to say 11 years.
11. I don't do math in the morning, you guys. Well, those are our party stories, so we should probably wrap up with a song about a party.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, there's many more party stories, but there's not many more. Most
that would be an exaggeration.
All of the ones in my 20s involved me drinking a ton of gin and crying at someone's party.
I've heard that about
was
a lot of things. I think that's just a gin story more than a party story.
It was always at parties.
Well, I guess that's good. If you're just drinking gin alone and crying, that's a different situation.
Yeah, we didn't even cover that time I tried to ask out a boy while I had a beard drawn on my face and he was trying to pee.
Wow.
That's for another time.
For next time.
Okay, everybody. Have a good week. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Yep.
I'm going to try not to put the guitar head in your face again.
Thanks.
What if I do this? It's difficult. This is not a couch made for this kind of
But that's why it works. All right, here we go. We're running over. Let's do this. I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. You
want to try that again?
Yeah. Wait. I got. Yeah, let's just do it. I'll figure it out.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I was invited to a party and arrived alone. I got there early and I didn't know anyone. I scanned the room for a familiar face, but I found none. Set up for friendly, but that didn't describe anyone. The most majestic figure looked down from up on the refrigerator. And I had nothing left to fear. Party savior of the year. There was a cat at the party. Cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party. Cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party. Cat at the party, yeah. Dr. Westinghouse, he never left me on my own. I saved his life once when the drunk I almost sat on me. And it's the night we're on, you know he never left my side. Neither one of us would ever have to hide. Never have to hide. Never have to hide. Never have to hide. Finally, my friends arrived. I turned to introduce him, but he's already moved on to find the next upper person delighted to find there was a cat at the party. Cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party. Cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party. Cat at the party, yeah. There was a cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. All right. There was a cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Woo! Woo! There was a cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah. Cat at the party, cat at the party, yeah.
Woo! All right, everybody. Happy Monday. We'll see you in a couple days.
Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to make it play. Oh well.
Press stop.
I did.
Oh.